Good evening, everybody. Hell's Unicorn here once again, and I have not made a video in a little while, so I'm just basically going to be doing another stream of consciousness thing here to kind of get myself back into the swing of things. There's been a lot of news going on lately, as is to be expected, since the up-and-coming presidential primary season is about to begin. As a matter of fact, I think we have a presidential debate coming up in the next I think it's about a week or so in South Carolina that's going to be hosted by Fox News, and I am going to be watching very intently. As those of you who've been following my channel well know, there are two particular candidates of interest that I will be following and possibly donating money to again, although times have been tough thanks to the tyranny of one Barry Soetoro. And these two individuals are Congressman Ron Paul, who I was very much in favor of and a very active grassroots supporter of in the previous election, and the other being former New Mexico Governor Gary Johnson. Both of these men are obviously good, rock-solid libertarians when it comes to ideology, though they are currently in the Republican Party. I myself am currently, once again, a member of the Republican Party for a couple of reasons. I consider myself libertarian in ideology. I affirm 90% of the Libertarian Party platform. There's a few particular things, such as the ambiguous stance on abortion that I don't agree with, and there's a couple others as well. But the basic fundamentals of the platform I'm very much in agreement with. However, the combination of national politics and also local politics has caused me to rethink my party affiliation, and I've done this for a couple of reasons. But the principal one is this. In the borough of Pennsylvania that I live in, there are precisely 32 registered libertarians. There are not enough voters in this precinct to even get a candidate on the ballot. And I am currently employed by the local government as the judge of elections. I actually rose to this position from being a simple machine inspector on the previous occasion because the current judge of elections is having some health issues. There are 2 years left in his term, and so I'm going to be the stand-in judge while he is basically on leave for this. And after this, he is going to be retiring, and I will be most likely running for his job in about 2 years. My job is very simple. I am the person who is responsible for making sure that all of the vote tallies are done properly, and I, along with the majority and minority inspectors, am in charge of certifying the election for this particular municipality. This upcoming election, there's a primary election actually on May 17th. There is only going to be local candidates on the ballot, mostly stuff like local solicitor and school board members, but it is something that I'm going to be very much involved in. I've already actually taken my classes to get checked out on the machines and how to set them up properly, and I will also be running through the basic procedures on delivering the votes to the local courthouse, where they will be counted, tallied, and the election will be officially certified. So this is where I find myself now, and I know that many of my subscribers are probably a little bit puzzled about this, but just like as was with the case with Ron Paul's current congressional press secretary, known to all of us affectionately here on YouTube as Lady Jade 3, I have made a party affiliation choice based on the necessity of circumstances. This does not mean that I affirm the Republican Party platform. Quite the contrary. I have nothing but contempt for neoconservatism, and the current Republican Party platform is primarily neoconservative, even though there are many candidates, at least 3 or 4 running this time around, who do not affirm all of the current platform positions. And if one of them gets nominated, it's likely that the platform will be modified to account for this. And my hope is that it will be either Gary Johnson or Ron Paul, because of all the current field of candidates, their views make the most sense both from a logical standpoint and also from a moral standpoint. So in keeping with this, a lot of the videos that I'm going to be doing in the coming days are going to be focused specifically on the presidential election. I think it's a very important election, and I think it is an election where a couple of points need to be made. The first and most fundamental point that needs to be made, at least as far as I'm concerned, is that the current path that this country is on needs to be repudiated in its entirety. The current system of doing things right now is already on the defensive, as we've seen with the recent boondoggle of a press meeting that Mr. Bernanke just finished up. And in similar fashion, we had all of the recent drama on the news regarding Barry Soetoro, our current president, and the birth certificate. I took sort of a 50-50 viewpoint on this. I was one of the people that was very puzzled at the fact that this was not made public when Barack Obama was running for office in 2007, and it was one of several reasons why I never gave his candidacy even the slightest of credence. And I, to this day, am still skeptical as to his actual official constitutional eligibility. However, given the fact that about half of this country is content to simply wipe their asses with the Constitution rather than adhere to its principles, it's pretty unrealistic to expect that Barack Obama is going to be removed from office. This country has been very decadent for a long time. It doesn't give a rat's ass about the rule of law, and those of us who do are normally marginalized as either conspiracy kooks, kooky libertarians, or what have you. And if you doubt this, watch the mainstream media for a couple of hours, and you'll get a clear impression of this. If you're not watching the mainstream media, you're pretty much already on the right track. And then also there will be, with all of this, the usual proliferation of brand new troll accounts that I am sure will invite the multiple subscriptions of multiple accounts, usually owned by the same person who created the troll and or sock account. I've already encountered a few of them, a few anti-Ron Paul pages, and also quite a number of anti-Donald Trump pages. And in keeping with this, I think it's important that I get to the issue of Donald Trump and the birth certificate in a little bit more depth. The fact that Obama has released what he affirms to be his birth certificate, naturally the actual certification of whether or not this is his official birth certificate is left up to experts in the field. But I'm going to assume for the situation that it is his actual birth certificate. It took him all of 2.5 years to submit it. I, on the other hand, had to submit both my birth certificate and my Social Security card in order to get a passport to travel out of the country. But the current man holding the top position in the White House, the man who is currently killing people by the thousands by proxy in Libya, Afghanistan, Iraq, and coming to all of you soon, Syria, not to mention all of the people being bombed by Predator drones in Pakistan, This person he is not required to provide any form of substantial ID in order to be given the authority to kill people whenever he wishes and not serve any prison time for it. The people on YouTube that defend this presidency should be ashamed of yourself. You should be ashamed of yourselves, but I know that you guys have no shame. You don't give a shit what goes on in the world so long as it's not happening to you, and you labor under the illusion that because your guy gives an appearance of being better than the last president, that this somehow absolves you from the responsibility of what's going on right now. But trust me, it doesn't. As far as I'm concerned, anybody that is defending the current president right now is pond scum, and I don't want anything to do with any of them. And that's going to move me now into an issue that I wanted to address previously, but I'm going to be doing it now, and it has to do specifically with changes in this channel's overall policy with regards to comments and with regards to friends that I have on my friend list. I am doing a little bit of house cleaning right now. I had a policy that I started back when I first opened this channel in late 2006, where anybody that friend requested me, I would just automatically accept. I would give them the benefit of the doubt. I am currently modifying that because I am getting a lot of useless friend requests from channels that are basically either trying to sell something or channels that are simply friending me for the sake of increasing their friend numbers. And particularly, there are a couple of individual users that have friend requested me that I have essentially either ignored, or if I accepted them before, I have since removed them from my friend list. And I've done this for a couple of reasons. Number one, this channel is focused primarily towards my interests. So if somebody friend requests me and they have interests in either heavy metal or classical music, or if they have interest in artwork that I'm also similarly interested in, those people get accepted right away regardless to what they say or do or believe. But there are two types of people that I don't accept friend requests from. The first one are business and or pyramid scheme sales sites. These people are spammers. There's basically no point whatsoever in being networked with these people, so I don't accept friend requests from them. And the other group of people are the mainline YouTube atheist community. And I'm just going to explain this right away because I know I've made a lot of satirical videos mocking YouTube atheists, so I just want to make a couple things crystal clear right now. If you are an atheist libertarian and you're subscribed to me and you regularly comment on my videos and I know you, what I'm saying here does not apply to you at all, because the primary focus of most of my videos is on politics. And I am a person that believes in allowing basically anybody to post their opinions on here, provided that they are well thought out, well defended, they're not trolling, and so on and so forth. If you're an atheist, I don't automatically block you. However, if you are an atheist who doesn't talk about anything except for atheism, you're not welcome on my channel, because I'm not interested, literally. This is a topic that I don't deal with on this channel. I have another channel where I get into the topic of religion. It's called John the Jansenist, and that channel is designated specifically only with networking with other YouTube Christians. I am not interested in Richard Dawkins, in Dan Barker, or in any of these other people. As far as I'm concerned, these people are pop culture icons, and I'm not interested in pop culture, regardless to what direction it goes in. People that hold to the atheist position, most of them, the ones that I know, they view it as a personal side issue, and they deal with other people professionally when it comes to unrelated subjects. And those are the people that are welcome on my channel. People like Thunderfoot, people like DPR Jones, and people in that basic clique, and all of the people that subscribe to them only talk about one thing. And I'm not interested. It's just basically the end of it. I'm not interested in it at all. End of story. And so getting to the recent video content that I put out on this subject. These satirical videos that I put up were put up in reaction to people that are affiliated with the Thunderfoot and DPR Jones crowd coming onto my channel and leaving useless comments. And for the record, I'm going to say up front, the comments were removed, the users were blocked, the videos were made specifically so that the users that I blocked would be able to see them and would not be able to respond to them, and I did this specifically to piss them off, because I made it very clear to them that I wasn't interested, but they just kept on persisting, and they basically annoyed me to the point that I just felt it necessary to retaliate. The videos in question, they're part of a YouTube atheist series, are obviously not intended to deal specifically with every single atheist on YouTube. It is a caricature of a very specific group of people that I have known of ever since I first came here, and who I don't give a shit about at all. Literally. I don't want to talk about it. I don't care about it. So when people come and constantly bring it up, it is annoying. So again, if you're somebody who is either a libertarian or some brand of paleoconservative and you don't believe in God, you're not into the whole religion thing, that's fine. Don't care at all. Frankly, the only thing I care about insofar as this channel goes is the next election and basically the future of this country and the rest of the world along with it. So if you're in with that, doesn't matter. You can even be a Muslim. As long as you're talking about what I want to talk about, I'm not going to ask about that stuff. And we're free to live and let live. That's something that most of the people that I referred to earlier don't know how to do. So anyway, a bit of a contentious and a little bit of a random talk here, but something to break the ice once again. To all of you out there that are going to be supporting the Ron Paul candidacy, good luck and all the best. With prudence to myself and benevolence to all of you, good evening.